I got Edge dancing in the back.
I love that song.
Yeah. And we're back again.
Here we go.
And there's a reason why we, have this playing in the background real quick. Because, we're going to talk about this Gucci situation and the couture nonsense that came out. And we timed this episode, Gucci or Not? Which side are you on? And I would like to start off this episode, or really this clip, really. So I read, did you see Floyd Mayweather's post, whether he wrote it or not?
Which one? The one that 50 posted? I'm sorry, Shalette. That was like so out of order.
Yeah. The 150 posted was crazy because it's like, when you sent it to me, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, nah, he didn't. And I was like, oh, 50, this is from 50's handle, right? And he's clowning him. But what's so funny is that the people, if you read the comments, people thought he actually wrote that.
Which is sad. That's like
your education's horrible.
Well, then you have to kind of look at them and be like, seriously? That was seriously?
Like you're a clown.
You're exactly
for not noticing that. But yeah, I want to start this segment off with reading what Floyd Mayweather posted several days ago in light of people coming at him, and those people notably are T.I. and I believe a few other that came out.
I think a lot of people were just clowning him. Like there's a lot of memes with him wearing the Gucci sweater and stuff.
I seen the one with the Soldier Boy Gucci.
They had the whole Jordan crying face superimposed on his. We're gonna get into it. I'll tell my feelings about it.
Yeah. So I'll break it down. So Floyd Mayweather, if you guys haven't heard by now, he wrote on his IG, in light of the most current boycott and digital outrage, I wanted to take the time to address a couple of issues that I myself have trouble wrapping my mind around. For instance, why would we, as a people, agree to temporary boycott of Gucci for merely 3 months if what was done caused so much strife? Why wouldn't we agree to permanently boycott Gucci as well as other merchandise that fall under the Kering ownership, such as YSL, Balenciaga, Alexander McQueen, and more? I'll tell you why. It's because in this day, celebrities and failing artists pick and choose the hottest trending topics as means of seeking attention and using fake advocacy as their platform when their talent no longer benefits them. It's common knowledge that these luxury brands aren't being purchased on a large scale by the black communities, that you portray, you're advocating for, yet use these emotions of our people that are already suffering with countless issues within their own home front that you conveniently pay no regard to or respect to. These same celebrities stirring the pot over the brands they want, without a doubt, will continually buy, are the same artists that inject rap lyrics fueled with drugs, murder, sex into every black community that they're pretending to care so much about. So these same celebrities are proud deadbeat fathers and unfaithful husbands using their platforms to rally the troops against luxury brands, yet have been the prime contributors of influencing the destruction of our people by way of their musical content and imagery. Should we boycott their music and record labels, as well as learn to communicate and bring solutions to the problems we're facing as a whole? That's a question that he asked. As a retired, wealthy, and successful businessman that has promoted a drug and alcohol-free lifestyle, yes, I'm a connoisseur of the quality and the top-of-the-line brands. However, unlike many of these new money celebs, I never forgot where I came from. Decades before Dapper Don became a designer for Gucci, I supported his work and creativity consistently and never stopped. Not many of you can say that. Most of you took your money into the same high-end boutiques and didn't think twice about leaving our brother and legendary designer behind until Gucci put their stamp back on him, and that's where your hypocritical outrage should be. I'm just going to stop there.
That's an amazing clap back. I think he deserves a round of applause.
Clap back! Let's give it to him. Yeah, that was really low.
We're clapping in our hearts.
We're clapping in our hearts.
That was real on so many levels. Like you clearly know who he was talking about. proud deadbeat dads and cheating husbands. That
deadbeat dad. Who's that?
50.
Ah, yeah, that's right. I was thinking just solely T.I. I almost totally forgot about the 50. Okay.
Yeah, and then the cheating husband,
right,
what it is. Like, he was not, and I think everything that he said, I don't know if he wrote it, but everything that he said was on point.
On the mark, 100%.
Right? Now, whether or not people decide to support Gucci, it's neither here nor there, because the majority of people that are boycotting can't afford it anyways. So that doesn't mean anything. Two, I also I feel like the manipulation of the emotions is so incredibly toxic.
Absolutely.
And it's exhausting.
Absolutely.
And I'm over it.
Yeah.
Who does a boycott of a clothing brand for 3 months and you can't, think about what he was saying, the majority of black people, we're not the main target audience anyways, right?
For Gucci or any of those high brands. Not even specifically Gucci, just any of them.
Yves Saint Laurent, McQueen, we can love them. We can admire them. Folks buy knockoffs or whatever from Chinatown. But when you really think about it, we're not going to, in Canada, Holt Renfrew and saying, hey, I'm going to clear the Gucci rack, right?
Yeah.
So I just think it's pointless. It's weightless.
So yeah, I had this argument with our executive producer because I brought this up to her, and I was like, I don't think Gucci's gonna it's not like they don't care about offending our people. That's one argument. But in terms of sales, globally, if we boycott it, it's not gonna they're going out of business.
Right.
But what I will say is how it does affect their overall business is because hip hop culture is such a driver of all culture that when these rappers are Gucci'd out or whatever, it does influence these other groups to go and make those purchases, right? Because hip hop culture is pop culture in this day and age. So it's that's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I do think that the boycott of this is to me is stupid, right? It's a sweater.
Hell is stupid.
It's a sweater. But I do think having a conversation inside of a conversation is taking advantage of the opportunity to have a conversation about being sensitive. Stop being lazy and do some work and understand why this is inappropriate. And so when Dapper Dan kind of said, yo, come to Brooklyn, let's have this conversation. Or Harlem, was it? Harlem, my bad. Come to Harlem, let's have this conversation and see where we went wrong. That's valid. I think that's, I just don't know how the boycott, I don't, you look at the NFL, right? Everybody is beating their chest, doing boycott the NFL. And I guarantee you, I was side-eyeing a whole lot of people a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really?
Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah, I don't watch it. So, I can't really, my numbers ain't going to do anything with it. And the reality is that we bootleg it anyways. Right. You know what I mean? We're streaming it from something free. Right. So they're not really going to see those numbers anyways. But the point that I'm making is that make it mean something. There was actually a person that posted this and I loved it. Make buying black your practice, not your protest.
Say that one more time.
Or let me rephrase it. It might have been, say, buying black should not be your protest. It should be your practice. That was probably what it was.
That's nuggets right there.
Yeah, so it's it shouldn't only when stuff like this happen, when these big brands, offend us or, do something insulting like this. We're like, oh, forget this, I'm buying black. It shouldn't. Why do we wait for them to say, I don't want you, before we run to the people that are in our community? We should be, our default setting should be yo, let me keep this money in our community.
Absolutely. And you know what? I 100% agree with you on this one. And I, like yourself, I'm tired of people in a position of influence, like Tip. And I'm a fan of Tip, actually.
I'm not.
But in this particular case, I was like, man, this is a little bit of, it's too much on the newsjacking side of things. And I feel like how authentic, I'm questioning the authenticity of that song he came out and how much of that is personal because of the situation that happened between, Tiny and Florida, whatever. So to me, it's it made, your last point made me think of, one of my good friends in our chat group. I was teasing them. I was like, yo, so what y'all gonna do with your Gucci, right? And, I was poking, me being a contrarian and whatever. And then my boy gave me this pretty clever and just great response. He's like, he says in our group, my travel agent is black. I drive 45 minutes one way to do my dry cleaning at a black owner. My suits are made by a black tailor. My rent goes to a black owner. My investments are black. My company is black. So even if I step into a store to buy some Gucci, don't sweat me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I can't even be mad at that. Because a lot of people that are like, jumping on this, social media activists, they don't even buy black how he buys black.
Right.
And they're jumping on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, other than, if you're a woman, your hairdresser, what else do you do that, or the Caribbean store if you're into Caribbean food, other than those two things, who do you go to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, you good.
Yeah, no, I think that we need to not be so easily moved by stuff. Like, what kind of, how are we really supposed to be like this militant, forward-moving community? What was it? This is not our grandparents' civil rights movement. All those memes that are going out there. You're absolutely right, because they wouldn't give two kicks about no stupid Gucci, like, because they bought in their neighborhoods. Yeah. Right. They supported their own. Yeah. But it is what it is.
So, would you buy Gucci?
For real? Even if like I had Gucci money?
Yeah.
No, I think it's tacky.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
So let's just pick the brand you like. So you look like you're a Chanel type lady.
Yeah,
okay.
I can appreciate.
So let's just say
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really into the brand business. Is it made well? Does it look good?
Okay. So let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say whatever brand that was.
Okay.
There were the Gucci in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still rocking that
brand? Probably. Here's what I'm honestly, because I still shop at H&M. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like,
that's good.
Now,
that's real.
if it, and this is the problem, right? Like, the impact of my dollar in this space doesn't really matter, right? Now, if we bought locally, shopped local, like everything that we had was within a 30-kilometer radius or 20-mile radius from where we lived.
Yeah.
Those types of protests could have huge impact.
No, 100%.
Right? But they don't see me. They don't know me. They don't care, right? Like, if I say, my grocer says something hella racist, and my grocer's like, this is a small little shop on Bloor Street or whatever. Yeah, I would stop shopping there, and I would I'd say to their face, this is why I don't shop here anymore. I've been shopping here for 15 years. I would have done all of that. Yeah. You could pick it and do whatever you should do to bring harm to that small grocer, right? Or you could have a conversation to show that grocery store owner the error of their ways, and hopefully they change. But
so for me, it's always in the. And so I agree with you from the stance where we have to can't be so easily swayed just because a person or distracted just because a person of influence is like, yo, this is how we should roll. Because in one stance you're like, oh, black people are not a monolith, and then you're gonna say, oh, we should all do this because I'm leading the charge on this. So the way I like to break it down is like it's all in the intent. And I personally don't know what Gucci's intent was.
Right.
And I can assume that they weren't maliciously trying to offend black people.
Right.
One could argue that, but I'm just saying I don't have the facts to dispute or prove that, right? Like, I can't do neither. So I just don't feel like in this day and age, I don't understand why a brand of that significance, of that value, would waste their time trying to disrespect a certain minority group. It just wouldn't make any sense.
So you're saying it was like ignorance, just they were aloof to what?
That's what my common logic is leading me to believe.
Right.
So if you know that the intent wasn't malicious, right? I'm just saying if we had that level of understanding, then what is a boycott? At the end of the day, what is a boycott? What do you plan to boycott? What is that going to do for him?
But the funny thing about it's 3 months.
Yeah, like why 90 days? Like what's the reasoning behind a 90-day boycott? Like, did someone calculate? Well, if black people band together and stop buying Gucci for 90 days, it will equal X amount in sales. Did someone do the math on that?
It makes no sense.
So I mean, again, I'm a T.I. fan, but I gotta call out Tip and the rest of them jumping on this bandwagon, because this to me doesn't make any sense. If anything, this situation brings to light is more emphasis on the fact that we got to produce our own stuff.
For sure.
And I think a lot of times, especially guys that have already made it in their careers, whether that be in the entertainment field or whatever, I think a lot of times we need to retaliate in different ways. And I know I've said this to you guys before, but I feel like we need to retaliate in representation in media, control our narrative. We need to retaliate by getting more positions in government and real estate development and medicine and just in all spectrums of society. And I think that's how you really make change. Yeah. This boycott stuff is a Band-Aid solution. I don't even think it's a Band-Aid. It's not even a solution, right? It's just noise and it's a distraction from what really needs to be done. So
from a men's suiting perspective, there's so many black-owned tailors, bespoke spots in Toronto. I can list Meet Mr. Kaizen, Marlon Durant, Nana Bereyako. There's so many black men just in our city here that are doing some dope ass suits.
Right.
That you like Gucci what? Gucci never.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so it doesn't make it like I was watching this video again online, and this dude went to his closet and pulled out like 5 or 6 boxes of Gucci and brought it out to his front lawn and lit it on fire. And I'm like, yo, we clowned those white guys for burning their Nikes after the Kaepernick thing, right? Like we were making fun of them.
That's hilarious.
And that's hurting who?
I know.
I understand the importance of symbolism and what have you, but I feel like there's other ways about making a statement.
Yeah.
That to me is just why.
And a lot of people watch. You're gonna see like a year from now, a lot of those people that were out here in the center in the spotlight, burning or talking this and that, they're gonna be wearing Gucci again, and they're gonna be called out. So that's why I'm like, yo, if you're not really with it, don't even bother. Yeah, don't even waste our time. Like I wasn't falling for this one. I was just like, this is crazy. But I mean, again, to me, it's all behind the intent. And to me, until there's more information that comes out, I just don't see like why a brand would want to maliciously try to go after a certain group of people. It just didn't make sense to me because there's no money in it for them, right?
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Did you bring up this topic because you thought I was going to be like, yay, protest, because I'm always so militant on things? Did you think I'd like completely be opposed?
I don't know. I was kind of hoping for a fuck Gucci, actually. I got a fuck Bill Cosby. We got a fuck Steve Harvey. I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to get,
That makes me look so bad. I'm not like fuck all black men. That's not... It just, I'm talking about effectiveness.
I sometimes see Angelina with a black beret and a fist.
Yeah.
Like if you were in the 60s, you right next to Huey Newton.
Fly.
You're Huey Newton's wife if we're in the 60s.
I think I'm too dark skinned for that. For those that know, they know.
Well, there's your fuck you right there. Okay.
no, because now you're gonna make it seem like I said fuck you. Like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't know. I definitely. I feel like there's ways that we can have our voices heard and make statements now, arguing more than ever. We have such a powerful tool that is social media. We're just really wasting it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Floyd Mayweather was saying, is that, you have these platforms and you're using them to be very destructive to our community. And now you're trying to act like you're fake woke about some Gucci stuff. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
A lot of social writing out there. So, yeah, that's my stance on it. And that's it, really. I got nothing more to say now. I will be wearing Gucci sometime in the near future. Not now. And that's my stance on That's it.
I've never been really for the brand, so it doesn't matter.
But you know, Gucci's become like a phrase too. Like it's
Gucci.
It's
yeah.
Gucci. It's all right. I didn't get why people used to say that all the time, but I was like, it is what it is. But yeah, that's it. If you guys like the conversation, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Please comment, like, follow. You can find us on Instagram at ADW_podcast on Instagram and A Different World podcast on YouTube. It's Corey Kareem signing off alongside
Angelina Williams.
Peace
Gucci
and love.
or not?
Gucci or not?